Jim and Terry Show, coming to you again from the Hobbit Hole Studio in Botcage, and I'm one of your hosts, Terry.
And I'm the other host, Jim.
And together we have a program in store for you that we have not even discovered ourselves. We're going to improvise this one, fly by the seat of our pants. Would you like to be a pilot? Herschel Walker says something along those lines, or was it Obama who said, you wouldn't want Herschel Walker to be your pilot, would you? You wouldn't want him to be your senator either, would you? Yeah, it makes sense to me, but apparently at least 50% of the people in Georgia find that okay to put Herschel Walker at the controls.
It's hard to even comprehend the way the world's been divided. It's me. I'm trying to. I did an actual talk about it on Wednesday briefly. When I was saying to people, you know, we got the people on the left with their silver crosses. We got the people on the right with their silver crosses. These people over here, to me, are not acting very godly. And these people and there's certain decisions they're making. That's just me. And I was telling the group, which happened to be Christians, we got to go down the middle here and weigh this up. You know, we're part of a kingdom. We're supposed to be a little bit separated from all this. But it is exhausting, Terry. You shake your head. You go, I can't believe that's okay. You think that's okay. Yeah. And a lot of it is right-wing. Yes, I admit. I can't believe you think that's okay. But some of the left-wing, I can't understand how you think it's okay. And we know that people are, for a lack of a better term, and I don't mean this seriously, but I'm going to say, you know, we use the term just flippantly, sell your soul. I don't think they're selling their soul. But I say it to say this. I don't believe everybody on the right is totally against abortion, any more than I believe everybody on the left is totally for abortion. Both sides are just going into the mold because that's what they have to be. I find that a little disturbing, that this is the molds we've got, and that's our choices, this or that. And I don't believe that each side believes 100% of what they're pretending they believe.
Who made those molds that you say we have to conform to?
Yeah.
That's what I would like to know. Who accepts the mold? I don't. I reject there is no mold. I'm just jelly without a mold.
Well, I'm trying to be that jelly without a mold, and I've said it several times to my friends and to my kids. This is not my battle anymore. I'm sorry. Okay. I know it is yours.
Yeah, it is a passion of mine, but I've been interested in politics and society and history, the sciences, all my life. So I'm not going to say that it's not my battle. I am prepared to get out and vote, which is what I expect every citizen to do. Get out and vote. I mean, yet in Ontario, we have a majority government. Whether you're left or right, doesn't matter to me. Ford's a conservative. That wouldn't matter to me if he won the majority of seats on the basis of a majority of people's votes.
Yeah, but it goes either ways, right? You know, some people just don't go bother to vote.
Yeah, well, that's the problem. When you get 27, 28% of the vote and you have 60% of the seats in a legislature, there's a problem when you say, most of the people like us. No, they don't. A minority of people like you.
But the minority should have voted then.
Everybody should vote.
I got to say, the guy got a majority. That's what he got.
Well, you do know I'm part of an organization now called Fair Vote Canada, looking at proportional representation. If you haven't heard of them or you don't know about them, look them up. Just Google Fair Vote Canada and find out about proportional representation. I do think it's time to change, and Trudeau said he would. He hasn't yet implemented proportional representation. It's known as PR.
Why wouldn't he change it?
I think because he won.
Yeah, he benefits from it. Have you ever thought of going into politics, even local politics? Why wouldn't you do that? You seem to have such a passion.
I have a passion, but I'm not there. I'm not an expert. Mind you, you don't have to be an expert. Look at Trump. He got elected. He's not an expert in anything except bankruptcy.
Oh, no, bull.
Propaganda. He's good at propaganda. He's relentless in that, and he's good at grabbing. Apparently, so you can be unskilled.
I'm amazed he hasn't got a book about that.
Oh, they will put out.
They like you to do it. That's what he says.
I've got all these books. Yeah, he's got a book.
They like you to do it. They
grab him by the. Okay. Yeah. So politics, I do think that in Canada we need proportional representation. So again, look up Fair Vote Canada. It's not because you're liberal, New Democrat, conservative, or green, or Marxist, or Leninist, or whatever the other party alternatives are. It's that you believe that every vote should matter, and sometimes in a first past the post system, it doesn't look that way. It doesn't sound that way. It
Well,
doesn't end up that way.
let's see who changes it. 'Cause
Yes.
it's
You should change it while you're in power.
Yes.
So Trudeau, please keep your word. It would
He's
be
not
good.
gonna
Do
keep
it
his-
while you are in power, because that's the way. That's the good look, right? It makes
Right,
you look
yeah,
good.
yeah, yeah.
And then if you win, you
There-
win. If you lose, you lose. But at least you did what you said you would.
Well, it's the same as dissolving the Senate. A useless organization as far as just a bunch of people getting good
Oh,
salaries.
come on.
for
There's a
sitting-
sober second thought.
sober second thought. Well, yeah.
Okay, well,
shouldn't
question on the
that-
sober or question on the second thought?
Shouldn't a sober second thought be maybe volunteers who have no political affiliation?
I agree. Did I not suggest to you that you become a senator?
Okay, I'll be
I
one.
think the average Jim should be on the Senate. Isn't that why we had hockey players? Frank Mahovlich became a senator.
yeah.
Isn't that why we look for people to represent the diverse interest and cultural tapestry of Canada to be on?
But both sides end up loading down the Senate.
Yeah, now there's the problem. So how do we get around that? Because that's the
Dissolve the Senate. Just dissolve it.
I'm not sure I want to dissolve it. I'm thinking it could be the new, I don't want to say a revolution, but to get the people involved, the common Jims of the world.
But how do they get there? Do they
Well,
run?
we
do they
can't
run?
let the Prime Minister appoint the
Yeah,
Senate.
yeah.
I think there should be something. Have
It's
you
like
ever-
appointing a Supreme Court judge.
Well, you shouldn't be able to do
when
that
you're
either.
blatantly putting someone in there that leans towards your political thinking. And we've seen some of the so-called the highest of authority in law flip-flop. We've seen that.
Yeah.
Judges just flip
Yep.
because they support one person. Therefore, in my honest opinion, they're corrupt.
Yeah.
That's my honest opinion.
Yeah, so we got to get rid of the corruption. Not that the average Jim or Terry of the world are not corrupt or could be corrupted.
Corruptible.
Yeah. So there is a danger, but perhaps get rid of the appointees of the Senate being a prime ministerial appointment. Get rid of that process.
Yeah.
Why should that be? That's old school. And by old school, I mean really old British parliamentary system stuff. We're in Canada. I'm not a monarchist, so
Yeah,
I would get us out of there in terms of a tie with the UK that way. But I'm all for tradition if tradition leads us in a forward direction. But tradition is usually something that keeps you stuck. That's why you do it. It's traditional. It's not new. It's not innovative. It's not progressive.
And then you got to add in just flat out the corruption of man. I mean, you can't deny it. We see it in politics, especially in the United States, because we're looking at them right now because they're the big guy.
Yeah.
But it's everywhere. We see all kinds of people that you think were wonderful human beings that were on the take and all kinds of different things like that. It's just disheartening. I mean, I don't lose sleep over it. I mean, I've just resigned to the fact that this is the way it is. Try to vote for the right person that I think is going to do the job.
Should voting be compulsory in Canada the way military service is compulsory in some countries?
Well, perhaps because don't they do that in Australia?
Yeah.
You have to vote.
Yeah.
And I think if you want to be a citizen in good standing, you should vote. I don't know if that's taken. I don't know if that's going too far. And I don't know how you could go in between. Either you have the freedom of not voting or the freedom to vote. I don't have the solution to that.
Yeah, I'm not sure. It gets complicated, doesn't
It gets more
Once you try to
complicated. Then you're
force it.
saying, well, you're making me vote.
Yeah.
Well,
But part of your freedom is your right not to
so
vote.
what are you going to do if I don't?
Yeah, that's exactly right. What
Oh,
are the
you don't get an
consequences?
old age pension? Well, then there's corruption there because you go, I did vote, I did. No, you didn't. We have no record, but I did.
And it's possible. I mean, we do know that there are cracks in the system. So you're right. Yeah, I don't know that there is an easy solution, but voting by more people is
Yes,
more
that's always
democratic
a good thing to do.
So maybe we're
And
just old school.
I don't know why a lot of the people don't. Like, for instance, those that were like, I like Ford. I understand you don't. That's fine. I don't know why those who didn't like him didn't come out and vote against him. I don't understand that reasoning. So, but it happens all over the place. I mean, lots
It's
of
called
times.
apathy or lethargy. Take your pick. Either one of those describes why people don't vote.
Or maybe the arguments in between is funny because we just had civic elections right now, right?
Yeah, municipal.
And my friend who I went to vote with, I completely did the exact opposite.
Oh, you mean you both voted for different people?
Different people.
Okay.
So just
what's wrong with that?
No, nothing's wrong with that. But I mean,
Your votes cancel out, is what you're saying?
Yeah, they cancel out each other, and I'm wondering if some of the discussions and arguments in households is, our votes are just going to come out opposite, so why bother? I'm wondering if that's part of it.
Well, that would be the apathy. The lethargy means you're overwhelmed and you have no energy for it. It's not my battle. Which one is you? Which one is me? The Jim and Terry Show. Politics. Don't like it much.